You may be asking yourself, Jordan, is that a new set? Maybe. But with all things that come... I don't know what I'm doing. Title card, go! So today, what I choose to be talking to you about... So, you may be asking yourself, Jordan, why another vlog? Well, because I'm making this weekly. Weren't you paying attention last week? I thought you were. I am going to talk to you today about the apps that both me and my wife use to do languages. Even though apps in general aren't always the best thing to use with languages, sometimes they're exactly what you need to start off with. We use 3 at the moment. We use an app called Busu, which logo. We use another one called Drops. And we use everyone's fan favorite, Duolingo. Yay! One thing that is quite different with Duolingo, and is something that I hear a lot, is one, they usually use very stupid sentences. Like, these are my favorite cheeses. Such great knowledge to have when exploring the world. Now, I once had a very wise man tell me that Duolingo is crap. But Duolingo on the computer is not. And I heeded his warning and I took his advice and I went straight to the interwebs to find out that Duolingo on the computer is actually quite fun. You do have the option to type everything. You do have the option to actually practice your typing, which isn't super important, sure, because, how often are you going to be actually typing to someone in the day and age where everything is on the internet? But a lot of complaints with the app is that you have the word select thing, the word bank or whatever. But on the app, you can also choose to change that, at least some of them, to typing. But I digress. Duolingo, I think at least at a beginner level, is good. It does help you get your foot through the door, and that to me is just fact. Anything that's going to teach you basic words, anything that's going to teach you basic sentence structure and grammar and accent marks and verb forms, the difference between trabajar or trabajo or trabajas, all these different things. Anything that's going to help you get that initial step is going to be good. Now, do I think you should use Duolingo solely? Absolutely not. You shouldn't use anything solely. Same thing with Drops. Drops is an amazing app. I really like it a lot. Not sponsored. I think it's a lot of fun. Basically, how Drops works is that you have topics like times of the day, or foods, or more foods, or the months, days of the week, and you have a set number of words that it'll teach you. It'll have a helpful little picture, and it will tell you the word in your language, whether that be Spanish, French, Japanese, German, Dutch, Esperanto. All these different languages are just a lot of fun. And it'll show you a picture, correlate it to that picture, show you the meaning in your native tongue, i.e. English for me, and you move on from there, and it just basically drills you over and over again. Some people have issue with repetition of certain things, or some of the drills being too easy and too basic. To me, the point is that I'm really getting in my head that this word means that. For the longest time, I really had trouble with the days of the week. It's a basic thing, but I never really used that in my day-to-day. Now I can tell you that Saturday is sábado, or Thursday is jueves, or Tuesday is martes. There's different things that I now have retained in my language study because of hard repetition. Growing up, I always heard the best way for memorizing is be able to say it 10 times, say it over and over again, to really get it in your brain. Really think about it. That's essentially what Drops is doing. Busu, in my opinion, and this could just be the fact that I'm not always confident in my Spanish, to where I hesitate with really going above and beyond. There's not a lot of instances where I use Spanish realistically. I talk to my grandma in Spanish a bit, and I'm getting better at that. I'm getting more confident and comfortable, and part of that has to do with the fact that Busu helped me through it. Something that's cool about Busu is that it really does throw you in there. And another thing I really like about Busu specifically is the fact that it has a community aspect to it. It'll ask you, what did you do today? Or what's your favorite food? Or whatever. And you would answer the question, right? In doing so, whether you're typing the answer or you're speaking the answer, you'll throw it out there, and then people who are native in your tongue or who are fluent in that target language can respond. They can correct your grammar, they can correct your spelling, they can help you with your accent, etc. It's super, super helpful. The thing that I don't care for too much, and it may just be a personal thing, and maybe it's the app version of it, I don't know. Sometimes it'll throw words and different aspects to a language that it didn't really prepare you for. And there's not a whole lot of help with repetition, which I like. Something that, like for instance, basketball, el baloncesto. That's something that they included like one time, and it got you to say it, got you to understand it, you got to match the words. But if you get it wrong a certain amount of times, it doesn't necessarily, it penalizes you, but it kind of just skips over that word. And there's a thing in Busu where you can go over and review vocab and review grammar, etc. But I think they could have done a better job at really helping cement words, which, it could partly do with the fact that maybe I need to do more, or it could be they don't do enough. I don't know. I'm not an expert on apps. I'm not an expert on the different processes it takes to learn a language. I just want to learn languages. There's also words like billete, which is ticket. But you could also say boleto. It's another situation where it doesn't always tell you. It does for certain things. Like it really helps you sometimes with different countries say different things, right? So like one country might say pan con whatever, which like in Cuba, for instance, you have like pan con bistec, or you have pan con lechon. You have different pan con whatever, it's that sandwich, or you can say sandwich, or you say bocadillo, which is the word that they use in Busu, is bocadillo. So sometimes it'll tell you and help you with accent, but it's generally a more generalized Spanish. It's not always the best if you want to have a specific dialect added to your language. And generally, if you're learning a dialect-based language, you want to be able to know your dialect, right? Or if you're speaking Spanish, are you speaking Portuguese? If you're speaking Spanish, are you speaking, what was I trying to say? Like Chilean Spanish, Colombian Spanish, Cuban Spanish, Spain Spanish. It's the same thing with like French. Are you going to have cosmopolitan French, which is like or is it metropolitan? France French, or you're going to have Canadian French, or Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, or Portugal Portuguese. Like there's different dialects that matter. So there's a lot that's kind of flawed with apps in that way, but I also don't want to limit to one app. Something that me and Jen are going to be doing is that we're going to start going on Netflix, pick a movie, throw it on Spanish dub, just Spanish vocals. We know the movies. We're going to watch the Marvel movies in order. Just going through every single movie. We already know the movies. We've seen all the movies. We have a glimpse of idea like what we're getting ourselves into. So listening to the movie, we can pick up, oh, they said this, that's what that means. And you just listen and live in that language. Having a foreign speaker helps. My grandma is Cuban. We are going after the Cuban dialect. And then on the flip side of that, YouTube. We're on YouTube right now. There are Spanish YouTubers out there. Find them. I've made a whole second account that's dedicated and always subscribed to Spanish YouTubers of all countries. Doesn't matter. I'm not going strictly after Cuban YouTubers, which I don't know how many there are, but I'm doing so that I can watch content in that language so I can learn. Either way, as much as bashing as Duolingo gets, I really enjoy it. I think it's a really good app for what it is. Do I think it's going to help me reach fluency? No, not at all. Do I think it'll help me get to a B1? Probably. Realistically, probably. If I'm putting the effort into it and I'm actually looking at the tips, I'm actually practicing, I'm actually going into it, there's no reason why it wouldn't help me get to B1. Do I think it'll get me to B1 on its own? No. That's why there's Busuu, that's why there's Drops, and that's why there's everything else that both her and I are doing to get into languages. Is Duolingo the best language app all around? No. Is Drops? No. Is Busuu? No. There's Pimsleur. There's Babbel. There's all these other apps that all have their problems, but they also have their perks. You just gotta know what you like listening to. You gotta know what you like using, what benefits you. Are you very strong into repetition? Look into Drops. Are you very strong into... even Duolingo is a lot of repetition too, and I really do well with repetition, as well as immersion, but I really like repetition, personally. But, long story short, those are the apps that we use. As obligatory outros go, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment. Love to know what you guys think. If you guys do any apps that I haven't mentioned, or if you guys do use the apps that I mentioned, you have problems with it, or you have likes about it, let me know in the comments below. Share it with your friends. Let's build a little bit of a community. It'd be fun. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. And go ahead and just ring the bell. A ding-a-ling-a-ling. It's gonna be good. I have a lot of fun content I'm really excited to put out, so it's gonna be good. Anyway, till next time, guys, I'll catch you later. As my wife says, bye. She's so cute.